So if you're looking to invest in Abbotsford or move to Abbotsford, I'm gonna be taking you around the entire city today, sharing my perspective on areas to invest, where to live if you wanna raise a family, and everything in between, giving you all the visuals, highlighting all the landmarks. Stay tuned. So now we're entering East Abbotsford, which it's not obviously called East Abbotsford, it's called East Abbotsford, but that's what I'm calling it for the sake of this video. And in this area, what you'll find is you'll notice a lot of the homes in this area have amazing views. They're perched up on the mountain. This area is called Sumas Mountain. To the left here, we have Castle Fun Park, which is basically like a mini amusement park, mini golf, batting cage, go-karts. It has an arcade, so great for family outings. And a lot of these homes are actually more expensive than a lot of the homes that you'll find west of here. Typically anything west would be more expensive, but because these are what you would call a luxury home with amazing views, they're typically 3,000 square foot plus. The price point's a bit higher on them, but this area is very, very safe, very family oriented. It's very immersed in nature, has amazing views. And this area is a bit newer. I'm gonna say mid 90s onwards. And just a lot of people love this area, and probably in the early 2000s this would have been considered a luxury area. So this view right here is about, I want to say, like, we're about halfway up the mountain from right here, and as you can already see, like, these views are completely nuts, absolutely insane. And as you get up closer to the top of the mountain, they're even more insane. So I had, my buddy's cousin came out from Toronto. He was sitting in the passenger seat as we were driving one day, and this guy was just absolutely mesmerized at the mountains and everything. So it's quite a scene to be seen, so to speak. And as you can see, these homes right here, probably built sometime in the early 2000s. I want to say they're in the mid 1.2s, somewhere in that range. All right, so this area that we're in is called McMillan, and this area is littered with starter detached homes. So most of the homes in this area were built in the 70s. This is where you're gonna find most of the younger families, because this is some of the cheapest detached homes that you can get in Abbotsford are here, because the area we just came from, which is East Abbotsford, is actually more expensive than this, because those homes, like I said, are all newer, they're a lot bigger, they're more of they would have been a luxury home 20 years ago, right? But this area has the older 1970s homes on the bigger lots that are a lot more flat, that again start anywhere from like the 800,000s to 1.2, depending on renovations, if it has a suite, what year it was built, and all these things. So this is the area that I would recommend for most people looking to get their start in the market. I love this area for investors. I love this area for people with a family. The schools in this area are great. It's a bit of a commute if you had to drive to Vancouver or Surrey or anywhere east, but it's a beautiful neighborhood, and the home prices here are a lot cheaper in comparison. Okay, so this neighborhood, we're just outside of Clayburn. You could call this Clayburn. Again, we're in East Abbotsford, right beside McMillan. I live in this neighborhood. Obviously not gonna show you where I live, so there's a lot of weirdos out there, but I love this neighborhood. It's beautiful. They're towards the back of the neighborhood. You get amazing views once again. I unfortunately don't have those views, but I like to go for my daily walks, and you get a nice shot at the views, like you'll probably see coming up here now, some of these views. And again, there's a nice elementary school here called Thomas Swift, and tons of people raising families in this neighborhood. I like how it's immersed in nature. I find in Surrey, Langley, there's not too many neighborhoods left anymore that have these 7,000 square foot lots with the trees and the views and just the nature that used to be involved in a lot of our neighborhoods many, many years ago, before they started knocking everything down and building on smaller lots and building townhomes and condos and all that stuff. but you still get that here, and that's what I love so much about this neighborhood. You get that pretty much almost anywhere in East Abbotsford. West Abbotsford, not so much. Central Abbotsford, not so much, but if this is what you're looking for, you're gonna wanna be in East Abbotsford. All right, so we're heading into the heart of Clayburn, which it's funny, both properties I bought in Abbotsford, I'm 2 for 2 on this. There's a saying out there that if you can buy close to a brand new McDonald's, you're likely gonna see some appreciation, because McDonald's is a real estate company and they are paying people millions of dollars to do the groundwork and research on where they should open up their next McDonald's. The first condo I bought, they opened up a brand new McDonald's. The second house I bought, they're currently building a brand new McDonald's 2 minutes from my house. So I'm literally 2 for 2 on this, which is freaking hilarious. But right here in Clayburn, they've got a nice little cafe called Cafe Amarty. They got the McDonald's, they got the 7-Eleven, and some things to walk to. All right, so we are going into historic downtown Abbotsford now, which is one of my favorite areas in Abbotsford because it's very amenity rich and they have tons of little trendy cafes, stores. They have breweries down here, really well-known breweries. They have Fieldhouse Brewery, which people will literally drive from Surrey to come experience because they have like a front lawn at the front of the brewery and you can sit in the front lawn and drink your beer. So they got the breweries. Yeah, they got places to drink. They got town hall. They got pretty much everything right here. It's very amenity rich and it also has like a old Western cowboy type of feel to it. So we're gonna drive through. I'm gonna let you guys get the feel for this area. Then we're gonna double back to McCallum Junction, and then I'm gonna show you a little bit more of East Abbotsford, including Eagle Mountain, which I was talking about earlier, and then it's out to South and West Abbotsford.
How do you say that, Gladys? Is that Gladys?
Gladys. Gladys? I think they call it Gladys, actually. Oh, that's so lame. They have that whole road blocked off. Dude, the same thing happened to me last time. I shot this downtown core like a few months ago and I freaking wasn't recording when I shot the whole thing. And now today I want to shoot a video down here and they closed the freaking road. I'm literally never going to be able to get this part of town on video for you guys. Oh, what?
No way.
Are you kidding me? All right, so we're in central Abbotsford right now. That was historic downtown. And we're gonna go into central Abbotsford. Well, historic downtown is central Abbotsford. And in this area, I call it McCallum. This is where I used to live in the condo. I really like this area for a condo investment for a few reasons. Number one, affordability. 1-bedroom condos in the mid 3s to 400,000s to low 4s, depending on how new it is, how old it is. And then even detached homes, a lot of them are zoned for higher density. Again, they're cheaper, 900,000, 8s, $1 million, home with a suite. And then lots of walkability, like you have McCallum Junction up here, you have Restaurant 62, you have Good Kid Cafe, you have, and then of course you have the highway literally right there, so great for commuters. And then on the other side of the highway, which I will show you, you have the University of the Fraser Valley, so students, and then you have the Abbotsford Event Center, which I've been to a couple concerts there. The Abbotsford Canucks play there, which is the pro-amateur team. Actually, I think it's the farm team for the Canucks, if I'm not mistaken. So you have quite a few things to do here and a lot of walkable stuff to do here. So I really like this pocket if you wanted to buy a condo to either to live in or even as an investor. Okay, so we're going into McCallum Junction. All of this is brand new. I'm pretty sure they finished this right after I bought my condo in 2017. So this is all within the last decade, like pretty much brand new. They got a Brown Social House, McDonald's, Cabela's, Starbucks. They got a sushi joint. They have a place like Mary Brown's Chicken or something like that. I've never eaten there, but it's in there. And yeah, like I said, and then they even got an overpass behind this that actually goes right to the Abbotsford Event Center. So the 2 concerts that I went to, I didn't even need a car. We literally just walked over the overpass and we were there in like 15 minutes. Oh, actually, you know what, dude? I got a sick spot with unreal views that I can show these guys on Eagle Mountain. So we're gonna head there in a sec. This is where I lived for 7 years. I bought this condo for $275,000. I sold it for $370,000. And you know what? It treated me really well. You can still buy units in this building for high 3s to low 3s actually. 2 bedrooms, no in-suite laundry though. And when I lived here, the lobby was so bad in this building. It just looked terrible, right? But that's what I could afford at that time. And before I moved out, I actually wanted to shoot a video just to show everybody like humble beginnings, so to speak. My fiance was so embarrassed that she didn't want people to see it, so I ended up never shooting that video. But I actually do miss living there, to be honest with you. You know, obviously I like my house a lot more, but it is nostalgic driving through this neighborhood. I used to go for runs and walks in here. We got the park right there, and I liked how close it was to the highway and to all the walkable amenities. And I love my walks, right? So, you know, where I live now, there's no walkable amenities, but obviously because it's a detached home. But yeah, just a cool story about me. Okay, so we're gonna briefly step back into East Abbotsford so I can show you guys Eagle Mountain. So this is still technically central Abbotsford, but right up there at the intersection of Marshall Road and South Fraser Way is where it turns into East Abbotsford. And in this little pocket here, you have Wings, you got No Frills, you got Walmart, Home Depot, and you got Cactus Club, which in my opinion is the best Cactus Club outside of maybe Cactus Club Cole Harbour in downtown Vancouver, because it's perched up on the hill and you're overlooking the valley, so the views are amazing when you're sitting on the patio at that Cactus Club, and it's well renowned as one of the best cactus clubs out there. Four people, appetizers, drinks, dessert, everything. I thought the bill was gonna be like $350. I got it was like $155 for 4 people. And when you go to Cactus Club, 2 people is like $250. So Old Spaghetti Factory, man, you guys gotta eat there. It's the cheapest eating out meal that you will find. This right here is literally the sickest views that you're gonna find in the Fraser Valley. And obviously I'm biased, I live in Abbotsford, but I also lived in Surrey and Langley, so actually I'm unbiased. So these views are gonna blow your mind. One of these houses up here got an offer for 2.3 mil and they didn't take it. And then I had it for 1.6. I couldn't even sell it for 1.6. So got hundreds of thousands of views. I got them like 300,000 views, couldn't sell the thing. So that is obviously a very painful situation for that seller. So this right here, straight up, hands down, best views in the Fraser Valley. This is pretty much make out point, right? So check this out. Unbelievable. Come get a closer look at this. Give the people a shot of this. So from up here, you can literally see into the States, into the USA, you can see into Surrey, you can see all the way into Chilliwack, you can see friggin' everything. I love coming up here. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do anything, but I do like a good cigar. So sometimes I come up here late night and smoke a cigar and it's unreal. Just listen to the cars in the distance. Pretty crazy, hey?
You got to see this whole shot. It's actually ridiculous.
All right, South Abbotsford, let's go. And then it'll be like, look at some of these houses up here. Like these are, I'm gonna say mid 2 millions, 2.5, but just beautiful luxury homes. This is definitely the affluent area of Abbotsford. You know, I would say that I would like to live in this neighborhood. I did at one point have the dream of living in this neighborhood, but I think I realized that I enjoy walking so much and there's so many hills in this area that I would have to walk less or give up walking entirely, because it's not fun going for a walk and your freaking calves are freaking on fire as you're walking up and down hills all day. So I enjoy where I live. It's nice and flat, but you know, it would be cool to live up here too. So now we're going into South Abbotsford. We kind of had to double back there a little bit to go back to East Abbotsford to show you guys Eagle Mountain. South Abbotsford is a sleepier part of town. It's close to the US border. You'd have to obviously go south to go to the US border. The airport is in the south part of Abbotsford, but 10 minutes west from here. So another great thing about Abbotsford, it's right beside the US border and it has an international airport, which is way better than YVR. I hate YVR. I only have to fly out of there when I absolutely have to. Otherwise, I'm always gonna fly out of the Abbotsford airport because it's just so much nicer. But anyways, as we go into South Abbotsford, 1970s detached homes, 7,000 square foot lot. All these homes are rezoned for subdivision, townhomes, duplexes, potential fourplexes. So again, this is a good area for an investor looking to pick up some land. There isn't very much condo product. There isn't very much townhome product at all. There isn't very much product in general. This is mostly agricultural land, like maybe only the first couple blocks into South Abbotsford are actually residential zoning, and then everything thereafter is pretty much agricultural land. But it is a nice part of town, and I think there is some opportunity if you're an investor out here. Which, by the way, all these condos here are actually rental. There's only couple buildings here that aren't rental. Maybe like 3 or 4 buildings in this side of town are actually saleable residential product, and pretty much everything else is rent. Like all this right here is rental. This complex to the right was built in 93 and 94. This is called College Park. This is a very desirable condo community, and it's cheap. 2 bedrooms from the low 400,000s, like 420 grand gets you a nice 2-bedroom in here built in the 90s. So that is a very good option as well if you wanted to live here, possibly even an investment as well. Now coming up on the right here, we have the Abbotsford Event Center. Concerts, Abbotsford Canucks, and we also have the University of the Fraser Valley in conjunction with the Event Center. So this area, or the McCallum pocket that I was talking about before, is great because you have a lot of students that come out here, they need a place to rent, and the University of the Fraser Valley is not even 5 minutes away. And if you're a big hockey fan, I would imagine that Abbotsford Canucks season tickets are pretty cheap, and then you've got yourself something to do a couple nights of the week all year long. So we are coming up on the Seven Oaks Mall here, Central Abbotsford. We just passed by the Tasties restaurant, brand new restaurant. And so this area, via the city of Abbotsford, is the core of the city. So if you look at a plan of the city, they have a rendering of basically what they want this area to look like over the next whatever years. And this is where they're gonna start putting high rises and really focusing on density in this area. So I actually like this area for investment purposes. If it were me, I'd be trying to find a detached home on a good lot on the outskirts of this area, knowing that in the next 10, 15, 20 years, it's probably gonna be rezoned to apartments, possibly even high rises, just like what happened in Burquitlam, Coquitlam, Surrey Central, all these areas that had older detached homes. All those homes got rezoned to low-rise apartments or possibly even high rises. So anywhere in this area for an apartment, detached home, things like actually there's a high rise right there, there's another high rise right there, there's another high rise right there. So they already have high rises in this area, but this is the area that the city is, I guess, via their OCP is going to be focusing their resources on and trying to increase density and really build up this area. So I like this area as an investment. We got the mall right there. That's the Seven Oaks Mall. We've got, we also have the hookah lounge here, which is the only hookah lounge in all of the Fraser Valley. And we've got, what else is in this area? Oh, we've got some restaurants and cafes and stuff. Pretty much everything you need is right in this, 10 block radius right here. So now we're pulling into the Clearbrook area, which borders Central Abbotsford and West Abbotsford. How much can you buy an apartment for down here? One bedrooms still, a lot of the inventory is older, right? So you're gonna be low threes to around 400K. Two bedrooms, you're gonna be low fours, all the way up to 600,000, depending on what you're buying. And then townhomes, two bedrooms in the mid sixes, three bedrooms, low sevens, and then four bedrooms, you could be over 800,000. So this Clearbrook area right now doesn't have the best name, but it is in the middle of being gentrified. I actually have a project coming up next week that is launching pre-sale, starting at 349,000, 10% deposit, estimated completion January 2027. Pricing is good. The only brand new condo project in this area, walkable amenities, and then you're right beside the Clearbrook exit on the highway, which is further west. So this is a great location for commuters. It's pretty much the only brand new condo product in this area. Low deposit, completing in 2027, which, hopefully things in the economy are a whole lot better than what they are right now by that time. But this area is, another decently amenity-rich area. And the nice thing about it is that you're further west, right? So you're closer to Surrey, Vancouver, or for the people who need to commute. Yeah, so the condo project is actually going right behind that convenience store right there. So it's right on Paradinville and Clearbrook, and the highway is literally like 2 minutes down the road from here. We're going into West Abbotsford now. This is going to be, aside from the luxury areas, this is going to be the priciest area in Abbotsford. The reason being is that it's so far west that you could probably get to downtown Vancouver quicker from here than you could in a lot of areas of Langley. Geographically, it's further away than those areas in Langley, but you're situated right along the highway, so you have very easy access where you just hop on the highway, drive right there, right? So the thing about this area is the detached homes are all on smaller lots, 6,000 square feet, which isn't small, but smaller. They're built in the 90s and they're further west, so they're a higher price point. It's gonna be very difficult to find something less than like 1.1 million here that's decent. Most of the homes are probably around 1.2. The condos are a little bit of a higher price point, and there's pretty much no condo inventory this far west. But what does exist is High Street Village. That's a huge pre-sale project. They've already sold 4 of 8 buildings, I believe, and they have a bunch of townhomes. But obviously the price point on there is a lot higher than the rest of Abbotsford, but it's an amazing project. It's the best located project in all of Abbotsford, in my opinion. And then there's one other condo building built in 2009 on Cardinal Ave on the other side of High Street Mall. The problem with that building is they've literally had 2 fires and 2 floods. So their strata documents aren't the best. Their insurance premiums are extremely high. It was an amazing building with an amazing location, but I don't know if I would necessarily be too excited to buy into that building after the way the strata docs and the insurance premiums have kind of unfolded there. But this area is super amenity rich. High Street Mall's right there. That's an outdoor mall. Don't ask me why we have an outdoor mall in one of the rainiest places in all of North America. But for some reason we have an outdoor mall. But it's beautiful, it's brand new. Canadian Brew House is there. We got 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒. We got Marshall's. We've got the Cineplex, which is the movie theater, H&M, Old Navy, Sephora, and a whole bunch of great little shops to shop at here. You know, you're probably 20 minutes to Langley from here, and I've actually driven from here to downtown Vancouver in 45 minutes with no traffic. So it's possible, but there is pretty much always traffic, right? So it just depends when you're driving. As we drive into High Street Mall here, you'll notice these townhomes right here is actually High Street Village. So you literally walk across the street from this project or this community and you're at the mall. And then the highway is literally right behind us. So this is like the best located condos and townhomes that you can find in Abbotsford, but they're brand new. They haven't launched anything else in a minute. They have more product to sell there, but they haven't launched it yet. But if you want to stay updated on when that's coming out, I have a link down in the description where you can sign up to my newsletter. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, here we are at High Street Mall now. Just want to take a quick drive around here and show you guys what's up. Now, if you're thinking about moving to Abbotsford or investing in any of the areas I talked about or the projects, you can reach out to me directly, book the call using a link below. Thank you for watching. I'm that Agent Kelly, and I'm making moves to move you. Give the people a shot of this. Pretty crazy, hey?